Cam, good morning to you. I will, of course, be live to the Prime Minister shortly for the formal announcement. This is another plank in Labor's cost of living plan.
It is, Holly, a big $700 million commitment by Labor today to reduce the price of prescription medications. They're not yet laying out how they will pay for this. That's going to have to wait until budget night next Tuesday. But it does add to an already stacked healthcare platform that Labor will take to the election. Add on urgent care clinics, reforms to bulk billing, and today a promise to reduce the cost of PBS medications, a total package of nearly $10 billion. Here's what it means for people who have medications that are covered by the PBS. Already, remember, Labor has brought the price down from $42.50 down to $30. That's the maximum price that can be charged. From January 1, it will drop again to $25 per script. That will go ahead with bipartisan support. There is another challenge on the horizon for the government, though, and it involves the Trump administration. There's been more lobbying overnight by the big pharmaceutical companies in the US who are calling on Donald Trump to impose tariffs on Australian pharmaceutical companies because they do not like the PBS. They believe that it cuts off the margins that US companies, the big pharmaceutical firms, could make on their products that they sell into Australia. The government says that the PBS, though, will not be on the table. There is no bargaining and no room for movement. It is unwilling to budge on the PBS despite pressure from the US. That might mean, though, that Australian firms are subject to additional tariffs when Donald Trump rolls out his next wave on April 2.
Should be of no surprise, of course, that big pharma from the US want to sell their medicines at top dollar. We want to make medicines cheaper. So, of course, there's an inherent tension there. There will be no change to the PBS. It's simply not up to negotiation with any country, whether it's the US or anyone else for that matter.
They might be ready for a fight with the Trump administration. There won't be one, though, with the coalition on this particular measure. The coalition quickly moving to immediately match this promise from the government. So that means whoever wins the election, medicines will come down from January 1. The coalition determined to avoid, much like they were with the bulk billing reforms, to avoid a Mediscare-style campaign from Labor, immediately, within just a few hours, moving to match this promise in full.
We want to do everything we can to improve Australians' living circumstances and their financial means. They've struggled over the last few years under Labor because their cost of living crisis has got completely out of control, and this will make a difference to some Australian families, and that's why we support it, and that's why we would deliver it in government.
So the changes all but locked in, Holly. They'll be in the budget next Tuesday night. The Prime Minister to make the formal unveiling of this policy official at a speech on the Gold Coast in the next few minutes.